7 signs that predict how long you'll live after 70. You know, once we reach 70, life changes in a quiet but meaningful way. Time feels softer, the years feel more precious, and every birthday becomes less about cake and more about gratitude. A lot of people start wondering the same thing, even if they never say it out loud. How much time do I still have to stay healthy, to stay happy, and to enjoy the people I love? The truth is, your body is already whispering the answer. Even though it doesn't speak in words, it sends you gentle signals every single day. Little clues about your strength, your health, and how well you're really aging. You've probably seen this in other people. Some folks in their 70s wake up early, move with ease, laugh often, and stay sharp in both mind and spirit. Others, at the exact same age, start feeling slower, weaker, and more tired than they ever expected. So what makes the difference? It's not luck. It's not fate. It's not good genes versus bad genes. It's the way the body speaks, quietly, softly, through a few powerful signs that reveal how strong you still are on the inside. And today, here on Senior Life Secrets, we're going to walk through 7 of the clearest signs that scientists have discovered. Signs that can quietly predict how long and how well you may live after 70. These aren't myths or guesses. They're patterns researchers have followed for decades in people who live long, healthy, meaningful lives. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to pay attention to in your own body, and what simple daily habits can help you stay strong, steady, and joyful for many more years to come. Because sometimes the things we overlook the most are the very things that matter the most. So let's take this journey together, gently and slowly, one sign at a time. Let's start with something simple, but surprisingly meaningful: your walking speed. Most people don't think much about how they walk because it's something we've done all our lives. But after 70, the way your feet move across the ground can quietly reveal how strong and healthy your body still is. When an older adult walks with a steady, confident pace, it usually means their muscles, heart, lungs, balance, and even their brain are still working well together. But when the steps get slower, shorter, or unsteady, that's often the body's gentle way of saying something is changing. Pay attention. Think about 2 men, both 75. Joe gets up every morning, puts on his shoes, and takes a smooth, steady walk around his neighborhood. He isn't rushing, but he moves with confidence. He crosses the street easily, climbs a few steps without stopping, and his breathing stays comfortable. Frank, same age, same background, has slowly become different over the years. A few blocks tire him out. He pauses often, and sometimes he feels his legs wobble, like they're not as dependable as before. Watching them side by side, you can almost see their health. Joe's steady stride tells you his heart pumps well, his circulation is good, and his coordination is strong. Frank's slower, heavier steps are small signals. Maybe his muscles are weakening. Maybe his balance isn't as sharp. Maybe his cardiovascular system is slowing down. That's why doctors call walking speed the 6th vital sign. It quietly reflects how resilient your whole body is. But here's the encouraging part. Walking speed isn't fixed. You can improve it at any age. A short daily walk, a few leg-strengthening exercises while holding a chair, simple movements to keep the joints flexible. These small things help more than most people realize. Step by step, your muscles respond, your balance improves, and your confidence comes back. So pay attention to your walking. Not to judge yourself, but to understand what your body is telling you. Because the way you move through the world is more than just a habit. It's a gentle reflection of your inner strength and a quiet clue about how many healthy, active years you still have ahead. The second sign is something most people overlook, yet it's one of the strongest predictors of longevity: your grip strength. It sounds almost too simple, but the strength in your hands says a lot about what's happening in the rest of your body. A firm, steady grip usually reflects strong muscles, good circulation, healthy nerves, and overall vitality. Meanwhile, a weakening grip is often the body's early warning that something deeper is changing. Imagine two men in their late 70s. Robert has always kept himself moving. He can still shake your hand with confidence, open a jar without thinking twice, and carry a bag of groceries without feeling exhausted. His hands, arms, and shoulders still work together the way they should. Walter, on the other hand, has started noticing little frustrations. Opening a bottle cap feels harder than it used to. Holding a mug for a long time makes his fingers ache. Lifting a grocery bag wears out his arms. He brushes it off as just aging. But what he doesn't realize is that his grip is telling him his muscle strength is fading. Not just in his hands, but throughout his entire upper body. When grip strength weakens, it's rarely isolated to the fingers. It often means the arms, shoulders, and even back muscles are losing tone. And when muscle strength declines, things like balance, stability, and mobility start declining too. That's why people with weak grip strength tend to recover slower from illness, experience more falls, and generally lose independence faster. Grip strength is like a small window into your overall resilience. But the good news is that it can be improved at any age. Simple daily habits make a huge difference. Squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, lifting light weights, or even doing normal activities like gardening, cooking, or carrying groceries. All of these keep the hands active and help rebuild muscle. Little by little, the hands grow stronger, and so does the rest of the body. So take a moment to notice. Do you still open jars easily? Does your handshake feel the same as it used to? Do you sometimes struggle to carry heavier items? If so, don't ignore it. It's not a sign of failure. It's simply your body asking for some attention. Because your hands don't just hold objects. They hold independence, confidence, and the strength you carry into every part of life. And the stronger they remain, the healthier and steadier your whole body can be. The third sign is your balance. Something most people don't think about until they start losing it. But your ability to stay steady on your feet actually reveals a lot about your long-term health. Good balance depends on strong leg muscles, a responsive nervous system, sharp coordination, and a clear mind. When one of those areas weakens, your body often gives you small clues long before any serious problems show up. Picture two women in their early 70s. Carol has always stayed active. She walks every day, does gentle yoga a few times a week, and generally keeps her body moving. When she stands on one leg, she stays steady and relaxed for several seconds without wobbling. Nancy, the same age, hasn't paid much attention to her balance over the years. When she tries the same simple test, she quickly reaches for a chair, tips to one side, and feels uneasy. She jokes that she's just clumsy, but what she doesn't realize is that her loss of balance might be her body's early way of saying her coordination and strength aren't what they used to be. Balance really matters. A little stumble here or there, feeling unsteady when turning around too quickly, needing to hold on to furniture when walking around the house. These are small signs that something deeper may be shifting. And when balance declines, the risk of falls increases. And falls are one of the biggest dangers for older adults. But the encouraging part is that balance can be trained, just like a muscle. Simple exercises make a real difference. Standing on one foot for a few seconds each day, practicing slow heel-to-toe walking, or joining a gentle Tai Chi or yoga class. These activities strengthen the legs, improve coordination, and retrain the brain to stay steady. Even everyday moments can become balance practice. Standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, or shifting your weight from side to side while waiting for the kettle to boil. If you're curious about your own balance, try a quick test. Stand up, lift one foot off the ground, and count slowly to 10. If you need support or you feel unsteady, don't be discouraged. That's simply your body sending you a message. And messages like this are gifts, because they give you time to strengthen what needs attention before it becomes a serious issue. Balance isn't just about standing still. It's about staying independent, confident, and safe as you move through your daily life. The steadier your steps are now, the longer you'll be able to move with freedom and ease in the years to come. The fourth sign is something we often overlook because we think it's just part of getting older. But it's actually one of the strongest reflections of how well your body is aging: your sleep quality. Good sleep isn't just about closing your eyes and resting. It's the time when your body repairs itself, restores energy, balances hormones, strengthens your immune system, and clears waste from the brain. When sleep is deep and consistent, your whole system functions better. But when sleep becomes shallow, broken, or unpredictable, it can quietly take a toll on almost every part of your health. Think about two men, both 75. Albert goes to bed around the same time every night, sleeps a steady 7 hours, and wakes up feeling refreshed. His mornings are calm, his thoughts are clear, and his energy feels stable throughout the day. George, the same age, has a different experience. He goes to bed late, tosses around, wakes up multiple times, and struggles to fall back asleep. By morning, he feels drained, foggy, and irritated. Over time, the lack of quality sleep starts affecting his blood pressure, his mood, and even his memory. When you're younger, a few bad nights of sleep just make you tired. But after 70, poor sleep can affect your heart, your brain, your immune system, your blood pressure, and even your emotional health. Long-term sleep deprivation has been linked to memory problems, weakened resistance to illness, and a higher risk of heart issues. And many older adults don't realize how powerful sleep is because they've spent years assuming that waking up multiple times a night is normal. It may be common, but it isn't harmless. The good news is that sleep quality can improve at any age. Keeping a steady sleep schedule, going to bed, and waking up at the same time every day helps reset your internal clock. Avoiding heavy meals, caffeine, or bright screens before bedtime makes falling asleep easier. And getting some natural sunlight in the morning helps your brain know when it's time to be awake and when it's time to rest. A simple bedtime routine can make a big difference. Dim the lights, play soft music, take a warm shower, stretch gently, or spend a moment breathing slowly to calm your mind. Your body loves rhythm. It loves consistency. And when you give it that, sleep becomes deeper and more healing. So if you wake up tired, have trouble falling asleep, or feel like your sleep isn't refreshing you the way it used to, don't ignore it. Your body is speaking to you. Good sleep is one of the most powerful foundations for staying healthy, sharp, and emotionally steady. How you rest each night quietly shapes how strong and peaceful your days can be. The fifth sign is your appetite. Something so simple that many people don't realize how revealing it is. After 70, the way you feel about food says a lot about how your body is functioning on the inside. A healthy appetite usually means your digestion is working well, your immune system is active, your energy levels are steady, and your body is still absorbing nutrients the way it should. But when food stops tasting good, or when you're no longer hungry the way you used to be, that's often your body's quiet way of telling you something is changing. Let's look at two women, both 74. Helen still enjoys her meals. She eats breakfast every morning, drinks plenty of water, and likes cooking simple dishes that make her feel good. Her weight stays stable, her energy is consistent, and she has enough strength for gardening or playing with her grandkids. Grace, on the other hand, used to eat well, but recently started skipping meals. Some days, she just picks at a piece of toast and calls it enough. She's lost weight without trying. Her clothes fit loosely, and she often feels weak or tired. She thinks it's just normal aging. But in reality, her body isn't receiving the protein, vitamins, and minerals it needs to stay strong. When appetite fades, it's rarely just about taste. It can signal digestive issues, changes in hormones, side effects from medication, dehydration, or even early signs of stress or sadness. And once appetite drops, everything else tends to follow. Muscle loss, slower metabolism, reduced immunity, lower energy, and even increased risk of falls because the body no longer has the fuel it needs. The encouraging part is that appetite can be restored. Eating small amounts more frequently, choosing soft and easy-to-digest foods, and drinking water regularly all help bring nourishment back. Protein is especially important. Foods like eggs, fish, yogurt, soups, and beans support muscle and energy. And meals should feel enjoyable, not stressful. Sitting by a window, playing light music, or eating with someone else can make food feel comforting again. So take a moment to think. Do you still look forward to meals? Do you feel satisfied after eating, or just full and tired? Your appetite is one of your body's most honest messengers. When it changes, it's worth paying attention. Eating well after 70 isn't about eating a lot. It's about giving your body the steady nourishment it needs to stay strong, steady, and emotionally grounded. The way you eat today quietly shapes how energetic and resilient you'll feel in the years to come. The sixth sign is how well you handle stress. And this one matters more than most people realize. After 70, the way you deal with daily worries, frustrations, and emotional pressure quietly shapes your long-term health. A calm mind doesn't just make life more pleasant. It protects the heart, strengthens the immune system, keeps blood pressure stable, and helps the brain stay sharp. But when stress sits in the body for too long, it doesn't stay in your head. It spreads through your entire system, raising inflammation, draining your energy, and slowly wearing you down. Think about two men, both 76. Harold has his share of problems like anyone else: bills, health concerns, family issues. But he handles them one at a time. He lets things go and reminds himself that not every problem deserves his peace of mind. Franklin is the opposite. He keeps every worry locked in. He lies awake, thinking about things he can't control. He gets irritated easily and finds it hard to relax. Over time, the stress begins to show. His blood pressure rises, his sleep gets worse, and he feels tired even when he hasn't done much. The difference between them isn't the amount of stress they have, it's how they respond to it. People like Harold, who stay calm, breathe through challenges, and focus on what they can control, tend to live longer and stay healthier. Their bodies recover faster, their hearts stay steadier, and their minds stay clearer. Those who stay stuck in worry often age faster, not because of years, but because of the weight they carry inside. If you find yourself feeling tense, anxious, or overwhelmed, your body is paying the price. But the good news is that managing stress is something you can improve, no matter how old you are. Small habits help more than you might expect. Taking slow, deep breaths in the morning, going outside to feel the sun and fresh air, spending a few minutes in silence, or talking to someone you trust. Laughter is powerful too. Even a short conversation with someone who makes you smile can lower stress hormones and lift your spirits. Practicing gratitude also helps reset your mind, reminding you of what's still good in your life instead of what's going wrong. And whenever a problem feels too big, pause for a moment, breathe, and remember that you've made it through many hard days already. You can make it through this one too. A calm mind isn't just a comfort. It's a form of medicine. The more peace you protect inside yourself, the longer and healthier your years will be. Because the truth is simple. The calmer your heart stays, the longer it keeps beating strong. The seventh sign is your social connection. The relationships you keep, the people you talk to, and the moments of companionship that fill your days. Many people think long life comes mostly from medicine, diet, or exercise. But one of the strongest predictors of longevity is something much more human: staying connected. Good relationships help keep the mind sharp, the heart healthy, and the spirit light. Meanwhile, loneliness can quietly wear down the body, raising stress levels, weakening the immune system, and shortening life expectancy in ways many older adults never notice until it's already affecting them. Think about two women, both 78. Evelyn has always made an effort to stay close to others. She meets friends for coffee, joins a small book club, volunteers once a week, and keeps in touch with neighbors and family. These conversations, big or small, give her energy, make her laugh, and make each day feel meaningful. She wakes up with something to look forward to. Lillian, the same age, lives alone. Most of her friends have moved or passed away, and she rarely talks to anyone except the cashier at the grocery store. Days go by in silence. Over time, she feels more tired, more anxious, and less motivated to take care of herself. Her sleep gets worse. her memory feels foggy, and even small tasks seem heavier than they should. The difference between Evelyn and Lillian isn't personality, it's connection. Whenever Evelyn shares a conversation, a laugh, or a moment of understanding with someone, her body responds. Stress hormones drop, the nervous system calms, and her immune system strengthens. These small interactions, repeated over and over, act like a natural medicine. Lillian's loneliness, however, has the opposite effect. Her body stays in quiet stress mode, even when she doesn't feel stressed emotionally. And that slow, constant tension affects her heart, her sleep, her mood, and her memory. Humans are built for connection. Even brief moments, a phone call, a shared meal, a chat with a neighbor, can lift the spirit and strengthen the body. And it's never too late to reconnect. Calling an old friend, joining a community group, attending a class, or even talking to someone during a morning walk can make a bigger difference than most people expect. The goal isn't to be social all the time. It's simply to feel that you're not alone in the world, that someone cares about you, and that you care about someone too. Connection gives life meaning. It gives the mind purpose, and it gives the heart a reason to stay strong. So take a moment to think. When was the last time you had a real conversation? One where you felt seen, heard, or understood. That one moment of connection might matter more to your health than you realize. Because staying connected doesn't just make life happier, it truly helps you live longer, healthier, and more peacefully. Now that we've walked through these 7 signs, your walking speed, your grip strength, your balance, your sleep quality, your appetite, the way you handle stress, and your social connections, take a moment to think about where you see yourself in all of this. Each of these signs is like a quiet message from your body, a little reminder of what's working well and what might need more care. Some people hear these signals early and adjust. Others don't notice them until they've already become problems. But here's the good news. Nothing about your future is set in stone. These signs aren't warnings to scare you. They're invitations. They're your body's way of saying, help me out a little, and I'll help you stay strong. And the truth is, many of the challenges older adults face, joint pain, low energy, poor sleep, high blood pressure, memory issues, don't appear overnight. They build up slowly from habits we repeat for years without thinking. The beautiful thing is that change doesn't require anything dramatic. Long-lived, healthy older adults around the world tend to have the same thing in common. Simple, steady daily habits. They're not doing complicated diets or intense workouts. They're not relying on expensive treatments. They take care of themselves in quiet, consistent ways. Small routines that keep the heart steady, the mind peaceful, and the body strong. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. 7 simple habits that anyone can start. Habits that help the body heal, ease common aging problems, and protect you from nearly 90% of the illnesses that tend to show up later in life. These habits aren't special or difficult. You don't need fancy equipment or lots of money. All you need is a little patience, a little consistency, and a willingness to take gentle care of yourself each day. So let's move forward and explore these habits one by one. If the first half of this video showed you what your body is saying, the next half will show you what you can do to help it stay strong, steady, and full of life, no matter your age. The first simple habit is drinking a glass of water in the morning. It sounds almost too basic to matter, but for older adults, this one small step can make a bigger difference than most people imagine. Think about it. You sleep for 6 to 8 hours, sometimes more, and during all that time, your body isn't getting a single sip of water. Meanwhile, you're still losing moisture through breathing and through your skin. That's why many people wake up feeling stiff, tired, lightheaded, or foggy. Not because something is wrong, but because their body is simply dehydrated. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, your heart has to work harder, your digestion slows down, and your brain doesn't get as much oxygen as it needs. Over time, these small issues can lead to bigger problems, like higher blood pressure, joint pain, headaches, and low energy. But the fix is simple. Give your body water before you give it anything else. 1 glass of room temperature or warm water in the morning helps your blood flow smoothly, wakes up your digestion, supports your liver and kidneys, and helps every cell in your body start the day the right way. Some people add lemon or a tiny pinch of sea salt for minerals, but honestly, plain, clean water is already powerful on its own. I remember an elderly man named Mr. Harris, 82 years old. He used to wake up tired and struggled with high blood pressure. His doctor suggested something simple. Drink a full glass of water first thing in the morning. Mr. Harris laughed and said, "I already drink water." But he realized he rarely drank any before noon. So he tried it. Every morning he kept a glass of water on his nightstand and took slow sips as soon as he woke up. Within a few weeks, he said he felt clearer. His mornings were easier. His digestion improved. And after a couple of months, even his blood pressure stabilized. Sometimes the body doesn't need more medicine. It just needs the right support. Water may seem ordinary, but it's one of the easiest ways to help your heart, your brain, and your entire system. So make it part of your routine. Keep a glass near your bed or on your kitchen counter and drink it before your morning coffee or tea. Within a short time, you'll feel the difference. Better energy, better clarity, better balance. One simple glass of water can set the tone for your entire day and quietly protect your health for years to come. The second simple habit is walking every day. It sounds ordinary, but walking is one of the most natural, effective, and accessible forms of exercise we have, especially as we get older. You don't need a gym, special equipment, or intense workouts. Just your shoes, a bit of fresh air, and a few minutes of steady movement. When you walk, your heart pumps stronger, your breathing deepens, and oxygen moves through your entire body. Your joints loosen, your digestion improves, and your blood sugar and blood pressure start to regulate themselves. And something about walking has a way of clearing your mind. You think better, feel calmer, and feel more alive. You don't need to walk fast or push yourself hard. Just a comfortable, steady pace is enough. The sweet spot is when your heart beats a little faster, but you can still talk easily. That's when walking becomes healing. When it starts supporting your heart, your brain, and your overall strength. Take Mrs. Linda, 76 years old. She started walking because her doctor recommended it for her cholesterol. At first, she could barely manage 5 minutes without feeling tired, but she stayed consistent. A week later, 5 minutes became 8, then 10, then 15. After a few months, her cholesterol dropped, her blood pressure improved, and her energy changed completely. One day she told me, "If I skip my walk now, I feel restless all day. Walking makes me feel alive again." And she's right. Walking isn't just exercise. It's a reminder that your body still wants to move, still wants to work, still wants to support you. Try walking in the morning when the air is fresh and the sun is gentle. Swing your arms naturally, stand tall, and look straight ahead. If you have a friend or neighbor to walk with, even better. Conversation and laughter make the walk feel lighter and more enjoyable. And on days when you can't go outside, even walking inside your home in short loops still counts. The beauty of walking is how quickly it builds momentum. A few steps become a routine becomes a habit, and a habit becomes a foundation for long-term health. Your heart grows stronger, your mind becomes calmer, and your steps feel more steady and confident. Every walk is a message to your body saying, "I'm still here. I'm still moving. I'm still choosing health." Walking doesn't just keep you fit, it helps you reconnect with yourself and with life. Sometimes the simplest things make the biggest difference, and walking is one of them. The third simple habit is learning to breathe deeply and give yourself moments of stillness. Most of us breathe without thinking. But as we get older, our breathing becomes shallow and fast. When that happens, the body stays in a low, quiet state of stress. Deep breathing does the opposite. It calms your heart, lowers your blood pressure, relaxes your muscles, and brings more oxygen to your brain. It's one of the simplest ways to reset your entire system. You don't need to meditate, chant, or follow anything complicated. Just sit somewhere comfortable, close your eyes if you like, and take a slow breath in through your nose. Hold it gently for a moment. Then, let it out through your mouth. A few rounds of this can soften your shoulders, clear your thoughts, and give your heart a sense of peace. I once knew an 80-year-old man named Mr. Walter who struggled with high blood pressure and restless sleep. His daughter, who was a nurse, kept telling him, "Dad, try deep breathing every morning, just 5 minutes." At first, he laughed and said, "I've been breathing my whole life." But he tried it anyway, sitting quietly by the window, taking slow breaths each morning. After a few weeks, he told me, "I don't know if it's the breathing or the quiet, but I feel lighter. My sleep's better, and even my blood pressure went down." Now, he never skips it. He says, "When my breathing is calm, everything inside me feels calm too. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough. Sit on your favorite chair, breathe slowly, and let your body settle. Let your thoughts drift without chasing them. Think of it as a moment where the world pauses and you simply return to yourself." None of us are too old to learn how to breathe more intentionally. Deep breathing is like sending a gentle message to your heart. It's okay. You're safe. Slow down. And when you give your body that kind of reassurance regularly, you'll find that your mind becomes clearer, your mood more stable, and your energy more balanced. Sometimes, the quietest habits bring the biggest peace. The fourth simple habit is spending a little time in the morning sunlight. A lot of older adults avoid the sun because they're afraid of the heat, or they think staying indoors is safer. But gentle morning sunlight, especially before 8 or 9 a.m., is one of the best natural medicines we have. When sunlight touches your skin, your body produces vitamin D, which helps strengthen your bones, support your immune system, protect your heart, and keep your muscles working the way they should. Without enough sunlight, calcium can't do its job, joints ache more, and your mood tends to sink without you even realizing why. Morning sunlight does something else too. It boosts serotonin, the feel-good chemical that helps you stay calm, stable, and emotionally balanced. That's why people who spend time outside early in the day often sleep better at night. Sunlight helps your body reset its internal clock, so your sleep, appetite, and energy stay steady. I once knew an 81-year-old man named Mr. Thomas. For years, he stayed indoors because he was afraid of catching a cold or getting sunburned. He barely left the house except for appointments. His skin looked pale, his memory seemed to slip, and his energy faded. One day, his son told him, "Dad, you need sunlight more than you need supplements. Just sit outside for a few minutes each morning." At first, Mr. Thomas only sat on the porch, staying in the shade. But slowly, he started stepping out to let the warm sun touch his face and arms. After a couple of months, he said, "I don't know if it's the sunlight or the fresh air, but I feel alive again." His mood lifted, his sleep improved, and even his joints felt better. You don't need to stand under strong sunlight. Just 15 or 20 minutes of gentle morning sun is enough. Sit outside with a cup of tea, take a short walk, or simply stand by an open window and let the light warm your skin. If you combine sunlight with light stretching or movement, the benefits multiply. Don't see sunlight as something to fear. The right kind of sunlight, soft, early morning light, is a daily reminder that your body is still part of the world outside. It lifts your spirit, wakes up your system, and gives you a sense of renewal at the start of each day. Even a few minutes can change the way your whole day feels. The fifth simple habit is eating on time and eating just enough. What many long-lived people describe as eating to nourish, not to overload. As we get older, the body responds strongly to rhythm. When you eat at regular times, your digestion works more smoothly, your blood sugar stays steadier, and your energy remains more balanced throughout the day. But when meals are skipped, delayed, or eaten too late at night, your body has to work much harder than it should. A lot of older adults think that eating less or skipping meals is harmless. But it often has the opposite effect. It slows your metabolism, weakens your muscles, and makes you feel tired or lightheaded. On the other hand, eating too much, especially at night, can leave you bloated, uncomfortable, and unable to sleep well. When the stomach is too full in the evening, your heart and digestive system end up working overtime while your brain is trying to rest. That's why many older adults feel dizzy, sleepy, or uncomfortable after heavy dinners. The key is balance. Eat at roughly the same times each day. Have a solid breakfast, a satisfying but moderate lunch, and a light dinner. Think of dinner not as a full meal, but as a gentle way to close the day. Something simple, like a bowl of soup, steamed vegetables, a piece of fish, or a little rice. And try to eat at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed so your body can digest calmly. I remember a man named Mr. Carter in his 70s who struggled with bloating and fatigue after almost every meal. His doctor told him, eat slower, eat earlier, and eat a bit less. At first, he didn't think it would change much, but he tried it. No more eating in front of the TV, no more rushed meals, no more heavy dinners. He started chewing slowly, setting down his fork between bites, and paying attention to how full he felt. After a month, he said, I feel lighter. My digestion is better. I sleep like I'm 20 years younger. And that's exactly how it works. When you eat with calm and intention, your body responds with gratitude. Eating well doesn't mean eating fancy or complicated meals. It means eating foods that make you feel nourished, steady, and comfortable. Pay attention to how your body reacts after each meal. If you feel energized, that's a good sign. If you feel heavy, sleepy, or uncomfortable, your body is telling you it needs a different approach. At this stage of life, food should support you, not weigh you down. Eating on time and eating light gives your body the space it needs to digest properly, rest peacefully, and stay balanced from morning to night. A happy stomach leads to a happier mind and a healthier life. The sixth simple habit is keeping a regular sleep schedule. For older adults, this can make a huge difference. It's not about sleeping longer. It's about sleeping in rhythm. Your body has an internal clock that controls almost everything. Your heartbeat, your blood pressure, your hormones, your temperature, and even your mood. When you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, that clock stays in balance. But when your sleep schedule jumps around, staying up late one night, sleeping in the next morning, or taking long naps during the day, that rhythm breaks. And once the rhythm is off, everything else starts to feel off too. A lot of older adults develop the habit of going to bed whenever they feel tired and waking up whenever they happen to wake. But the body loves consistency. Even if you don't fall asleep immediately, simply lying down at the same time each night helps train your brain to recognize when it's time to rest. Within a couple of weeks, your internal clock begins to settle, and sleep comes more naturally. I think of Mrs. Helen, 78 years old, who struggled with insomnia for years. She tried tea, music, relaxing routines, even medication. Nothing seemed to work for long. Finally, her grandson told her, "Grandma, just go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Don't change it, no matter what." At first, it felt pointless. She would lie in bed without falling asleep, frustrated and restless. But she kept at it. Bed at 10 p.m., up at 6 a.m., every day. The first week was rough, but during the third week, something shifted. She started falling asleep faster. Her mornings felt easier. Her mind felt clearer. And for the first time in years, she woke up without feeling exhausted. "I don't need sleeping pills anymore," she told me. "My body finally knows when it's time to rest." That's the power of regular sleep. Deep sleep is when your body repairs itself. It's when your liver filters toxins, your muscles recover, your immune system strengthens, and, most importantly, your brain clears away waste that builds up during the day. Scientists now know that this cleaning process only happens during deep sleep, and it's key to protecting long-term memory and brain health. So choose a bedtime and a wake-up time that feel realistic. Something calm, something steady. Keep your room cool and dim. Avoid screens for an hour before bed, and try to let your evenings be peaceful rather than overstimulating. Think of your sleep routine like a gentle closing ceremony for your day. When you treat sleep as something sacred, your body rewards you. You'll feel more rested, more focused, and more emotionally balanced without needing anything fancy or expensive. Just consistency, patience, and a little kindness toward your own body. The seventh simple habit is practicing gratitude. And even though it may sound small or too emotional to affect your health, It is one of the most powerful habits you can build at this stage of life. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good for a moment. It changes the chemistry of your brain. When you focus on what you appreciate, even briefly, your body releases hormones that reduce stress, lower blood pressure, improve sleep, and strengthen your immune system. Gratitude keeps the heart light and the mind steady. I once knew a woman named Mrs. Rose who lived alone after her husband passed away. For a long time, she felt lost and weighed down by quiet sadness. One day, an old friend suggested something simple. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. At first, she resisted. She said, "I don't have much left to be grateful for." But her friend gently insisted. She tried it. The next morning she wrote, "I'm grateful for the sunshine. I'm grateful for my morning coffee." The day after that, something even smaller. "I'm grateful for the sound of birds outside my window." And little by little, her list grew. Over time, she told me, once I started noticing what I still had, I realized I wasn't as alone as I thought. Her mood lifted, her energy returned, her whole face softened. You don't have to write anything down if you don't want to. Gratitude can be as simple as pausing before a meal, before bed, or after something nice happens, and quietly saying, "Thank you." It can be for something big, like your health improving, or something tiny, like a warm cup of tea, a comfortable chair, or a phone call from someone you care about. Gratitude gives the mind a place to rest, a place that isn't filled with worry or regret. The reason gratitude works so well for older adults is because it shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you still have. It softens the heart. It makes ordinary moments feel meaningful again, and it gently reminds you that life, even with its challenges, still has beauty you can hold on to. A grateful heart doesn't chase perfection. It finds peace in the small things. The morning light through the window, the taste of your favorite meal, the laughter of someone you love. Gratitude is like a small candle. It doesn't remove the darkness completely, but it makes it easier to see your way through. And when you practice it consistently, day by day, it becomes a source of strength you can carry into every part of your life. Now that we've gone through these 7 simple habits, take a quiet moment to think about them. None of them are difficult. None require money, special equipment, or dramatic lifestyle changes. They're small, gentle practices, things you already know how to do. A glass of water in the morning, a short walk, a few deep breaths, a little sunlight, eating calmly and on time, going to bed at the same hour each night, and remembering, even in small ways, to feel grateful for the things that make life meaningful. These habits don't look like much on the surface, but when you practice them consistently, day after day, something powerful happens. Your body starts to relax. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy slowly returns. The aches feel lighter. Your sleep gets deeper. You start waking up with more steadiness, more calm, more strength. And most importantly, you begin to feel more connected to yourself, to the part of you that still wants to live well, no matter your age. Because real longevity has never been about living forever. It's about living well, living with peace, with strength, with clarity, and with appreciation for each new morning. Every small habit you choose today becomes a gift for your future self. These tiny actions, repeated with care, can shape the entire story of your health in the years ahead. So, wherever you are right now, sitting by the window, relaxing in your favorite chair, or listening during a quiet walk, just take one small step. Drink that glass of water, stretch your legs, open the door, and feel the sun. Breathe a little deeper. Smile at something. Whisper a simple thank you. These moments add up. They always do. And the beautiful part is that it's never too late. The body responds to kindness at any age. The heart softens with gratitude at any age. The mind grows calmer at any age. Your best years aren't behind you. They're in the choices you make today. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video. I hope something you heard today touched your heart or reminded you to take gentle care of yourself. If you feel inspired to make even one small change, maybe drink more water, step outside for sunlight, or simply breathe a little deeper each morning, that alone is a beautiful start. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share what stood out to you or what small habit you're planning to try. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Your support helps us continue creating more meaningful content for everyone who wants to live healthier, happier, and more peaceful years. Because longevity isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life, joy, and ease to every year you're still blessed to live. Take good care of yourself, be gentle with your heart, and as always, keep shining in your golden years. I'll see you in the next video.